Kalau kita menghajar
they team after the patch.
Zeppelin Hunter, asik.
Because they have like good idea and like new heroes.
Yes. Enak itu.
It's hard to play against them.
That was a big game, $60,000 I believe on the line if you guys won that one, so congratulations. Are you scared for your next game? All right, you said you had fear in this one. Is the fear dead? How do you make sure that you're not
Gak pakai teh ngaling-ngaling.
a badass conquering pause 5?
I mean, I wasn't afraid.
There we go!
I just knew we like fucked up first. Like we can come back.
SF.
Okay, so in these interviews, you want to say that you gotta say you strategically you strategically morphed them into a weak position and then you crushed them.
Biasanya Midland Rubik itu lumayan
We're really learning a lot here. Okay, final questions for you. I want to know about team comms in that game. We listened to you guys, and there was some. Why won't they give up? Give up guys already while you're hitting the rack 30 minutes ago. Can we talk about that? Did you guys feel like that game was done a long time ago?
Yeah, it's like when we like Mitrax, I believe.
Pemirsa, nggak paham.
Like Death, like taking Lotuses on size, feed Medusa, mana, and it's like it's just risky to like commit if you like do something wrong. We can still like lose this game because Medusa can.
Iya, tenang.
Absolutely. Well, you were too smart, you were too strategic feeding, and you were too good to lose this one. Any fans out there, to the Kaori fans, the lovers, everyone that knows you, what would you like to say to them? This is the most important part of the interview.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's it! He nailed it! That's all you need to do. Thank you so much for a great interview, my man. Can't wait to see you guys again. Absolutely fantastic. Throw it back to the panel for some more educational services.
Well, you gotta respect
the lovers and the Medusa as well.
You gotta respect the Medusa if you're trying to go high ground. You know, half an hour extra time definitely will do so, and you gotta just, give your team the time they need to also feel comfortable. I think Kaori, though, he seemed pretty comfortable with this. He seemed pretty relaxed and happy about this one.
Yeah, you can tell from like game 1 they said draft, game 2 and 3 it's like just have the better draft. Even like the confidence in the game. During game 2 the chatting like you've lost this game. Like we unpause, we win. It happened. Game 3 they're taking mid racks. Same logic.
Why aren't you calling GG guys?
Yeah, so like, I feel like they have that kind of confidence, and Aurora haven't won the tournament. They got a second place.
Kaori did.
Yeah,
this one.
I'm talking about the org here. Okay, but sure. Okay, Kaori's done it. He's good. Maybe this time around they can all get good and win this tournament because they're looking to be in very, very good shape.
Yeah, good. Before this, I would probably give advantage to Paravision. But seems like they kind of misplayed, maybe had a bit of a draft issue, game number 2. In this one,
Nothing happened.
Also, I just gotta say, Mikoto, game number 2, completely free game.
Yeah.
Game number 3, they pick every single possible counter. He still ends the game with the same amount of damage. Both of these games that he played in PUBG.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be something that the team that they're facing against might have to be taken into consideration. But who are they facing tomorrow? We don't know that yet because there's still one more best of 3 to be played. That's right, we're moving on to our next series. Bantu versus Liquid after this.
Iya nih ya. Mata ini langsung. Oh shit. Wih, run. Aparan. Cuk, gak kena, cuk. Nih, Mik. Aduh. Jangkrik eman itu. Lu mau ayak ngelonin.
Apa bodimu, Pak?
Mas Tekon.
You've just achieved first class in ranks and have
Iya, bener.
This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you. Gamers, hybrid workers, backing your every move. Of course.
Andai aku kau. Marah nih tentu.
Oh iya aku tutup anu iki magic wand iki.
Loh iya rek.
Bolak-balik dia.
Kak tutup magic wand dong. Lu rek.
Liquid here from PJ Wallachia season.
Matamu tentu.
These two teams, well, they know.
Leone anu ya spamming, Mbak.
I believe Macaw.
Magic wand ini cek nangkur ya.
Yeah, that is correct, Shiver. Absolutely. And yeah, this is gonna be a banger of a series because Bibbidi Bobbidi team,
Mana kuntek?
the battle bot, they're in a good form. They look very good.
Mana aku? Oh, gitu kok. Sabar karena mana aku?
So far. Not sure what the question was because I zoned out, but we did the transition.
Well, I'm gonna copy your answer for a second. That's how it goes, right? For the evening panel. Yeah.
I was trying really hard to find something that is best, and then something with the B that requires like something, because you know they are doing very well. Yeah, the best form.
Kuraan tuh om ini.
Backstreet Boys are back because they're in the good form. Yeah, the boys are back.
Mana Leon tak itu awas mic
They
kenteng.
have played a lot of games against each other.
They did. That is true, Shiver, as well.
Tiris gini.
I never doubted.
Ya aku kira Seven Hunter kira.
Loh iku lho. Dewangi lho.
Mantap.
Season 8
Coba kan.
was a couple of days ago, and then Team Liquid managed to
Oh,
beat them.
gas.
But every single time so far,
Turis.
it looked very good for Bedroom team, but we go back to
Lagi.
25.
Mate kon soparan Lica. Sorry.
Team Liquid.
Hunter kan
Team Liquid was like, nobody beats us 8 times in a row, then they finally won a series, but they know each other inside and out.
Yeah, Liquid has pretty much just had BB's number throughout, of course. Again, like we both mentioned, BB finally overcoming it in Season 8. So, again, we'll have to see. I feel like they are just in, like you mentioned, just on another level right now. The qualifier that we saw prior to Valahia, they went to the lower bracket. I think they got like 3-key random stack in the upper bracket. What a great name. And it was, and
Salah.
after that, they were like, wait a second, why are we here? And then they played every game that series and felt like they are a point to prove.
Yeah, and for Red Room as well, they have.
Tak mana aku. Kuantel Leon di.
And their own style.
They definitely do. They are bringing in new ideas with the draft, and also I wanted to point out the way that they've been like playing with the certain heroes. They're pretty much the team that kind of invented Silencer and Dawnbreaker like a year or two ago when Dawnbreaker was like OP with the Aghanim Scepter. And if you look at when they played against Liquid, they were the ones that they were playing against Lycan, Silencer, but they have the double global presence. They have the heroes that they feel comfortable playing around. Somebody hug, so Lycan is not going to be able to do as much. Them picking Lycan against the Silencer yesterday on Spirit, and we saw Silencer suffer in silence, dying to wolves. Miero had a really good performance on that hero.
Yeah, I feel like BB just has every pick feels like it has purpose. Like they'll make it, and then it's like then it'll come with another piece. Like every piece just goes into a bigger puzzle, and that's why they are so dominant.
Yeah. Same time on your screen just now. It is Eki. This is Team Liquid with the stand-in making it top 6 here. Eki replacing Boxy for this Valachia, and it has been working out very well. Some might say, and that was also at the start when they faced Bedboom, but potentially now, after so many more games, it might be looking entirely different.
Yeah, of course, I feel like they are giving Eki the freedom because he has always respect in Liquid. Whenever they have a stand-in, they basically ask the player, what would you like to do? How do you want to integrate into our team? And then they allow the player to shine where possible. And I think as the tournament progresses, we are seeing Eki just get that confidence. And of course, I think laning with Ace, you are going to see a little bit of like discomfort. I think earlier in the tournament, at least we have some stats to kind of show that. I feel in regards to just generally the net worth that we see from the core. BB, I think they are just incredible in how they create their economy. Kiritic at top at the 10-minute mark with 4,500 net worth. I mainly want to look towards kind of the bottom half of the net worth, comparing, you know, Ace to Miro. I feel like BB, every pick they have is we will win our lanes. Where Liquid, sometimes they have to sacrifice players in the draft through Eki's rotations or something. And Ace at the moment is falling down the pecking order of the net worth of player that we often see as like the greedy offlane. He isn't really kind of reflecting that at the moment, but that's because they're making Eki feel as comfortable as possible.
I think the reason why Gratis is getting all of that farm is because his laning supports are like super strong. They're focusing heavily on the lanes. You see Crystal Maiden, Wyvern, Silencer, like even Liquid, extremely strong position that you're having trouble trading with as a position 4. Like if you look at Eki's heroes, he's been playing, he's playing his casual battle that he didn't pro yet, but Rubik playing the strong heroes, but what Kataomi is bringing, he's like, you cannot trade pretty much, saying that's...
Yeah, it kind of feels though, the way you guys are talking about these teams is the strength from Bedroom is a lot in the aggression and maybe then therefore early game. Whereas the strength in Liquid comes from the playing together mostly, which normally happens more around 10 to 15 or 10 to 20, which has been very for the laning stage of Liquid for this upcoming game. Is that a fair assessment?
I think it's hero dependent. Liquid are very, very happy to make these moves. We've seen Mickey on the Wind Ranger, power shotting into the enemy triangle to get a clutch kill, naturally twin gate. I just feel like the comparison is BB supports will play strong lanes, ensure the farm and go fight, whilst Liquid it's more like
absolutely on the
TPs and the kind of the map move as like the majority. So I think you are right in that regard with the comparison. Maybe a little bit earlier.
I think the +1 situation from the offlane is what makes the difference, because he doesn't tend to show up in these earlier fights compared to Miro. Playing License and he's forced to the other lane. Mid lane, he's playing Mars, whether he's playing rotation, he's playing the other side of the map, creeps skipping. So there's always something that he's doing on the map. I think for a good reason, ATF talks about
Thanks for playing DOTA2.
Miro every single time. Like the guy just performs. Maybe last CI wasn't like best performance, but everything else is top.
I'm so afraid if I'm looking at BB's draft, for him, his axe as well, like these are all the kind of I think popular his play for the entire Dota community, and you can make a case for them all being, you know, pretty good right now in 7.41.
Yeah, pretty solid. We are in the draft here as well. Rubik versus Phoenix is the trade, which seems pretty good on both sides. I was wondering if there's anything left in the pool in terms of that we should be taking into account. I've seen a lot of IOs get banned, but I don't know if either of these two teams are really IO teams.
Eki does play.
Yeah, I'd say Liquid more so. I mean, Boxy hasn't really played too much IO as of recently in the last couple years, but with adding Eki to the roster, they're like, we can play it a couple if we want to.
We'll see which route they are going to decide to take, because we saw Phoenix in the previous series, Phoenix plus Keeper of the Light. It looked very good in game number 1 for Power Vision. You did mention that IO as well. If you have like double healing support, you can out-sustain so much damage that people are putting it relatively early on. But also seeing Bedroom team picking up Rubik, knowing that there is potentially an Underlord coming out, so just blocking that. This is something Liquid really enjoys to play, and instead they are going to be using this opportunity, removing Silencer while they have Phoenix, and also picking Dawnbreaker, which is a counter. Kill that ulti, you just pop that ulti and stop it.
Double value for sure. Very good ban there. I also don't mind the Dawnbreaker because, you know, Ace will get to play his game. He can be really aggressive in the lane as well. Depending what BB picks here, Eki can find the 4 position to give kill threat for the Dawnbreaker. I take 2 steps back now. There's a life stealer. Might not really be killing the life stealer. This lane is a bit harder. You're pretty much playing on has he used rage. If he has, you can then go for the kill. If he has, pretty much just aggroing the creep wave back. So I like the instant reaction there from BB. But is there a world where this Dawnbreaker
is 5?
It's like a 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's doable. It's a relatively good support, but I could also see them maybe picking up something like a Tusk, have a BKB push to go, lanes well with Dawnbreaker. Also between Phoenix and Dawnbreaker, because daytime, and with the recent changes to Dawnbreaker innate ability, you get that max damage straight away, so you will be bumping out the damage.
It's a lane that you just need to be careful where if Dawn is the off lane, literally if you try to step up, you know, oh, I'm gonna do a little bit of damage, you just die.
Paling bu stun.
But at least you can
Ice
out of the...
Yeah, the whoop-de-doop will get potentially punished by the sense against.
Menonton deh.
Ace hasn't played Dawnbreaker yet. This will be your first one if he does take it.
He played in the qualifiers. I was trying to remember like why he remembered me, but yeah, he went for like armlet into like BKB AC. Like he wasn't trying to be some aura guy. He was like, I'm going to immediate right clicker.
Depending on the game, I'm okay if they don't have BKB pushing goals. I'm okay with picking up the early orchid, try to deal with the lifestealer, so you always have a kill threat. And that's gonna be another hero that we mentioned where you have BKB pushing ability against the lifestealer that you can follow it up with the Dawnbreaker as well, so you always have some kind of a play. And also double, even triple saving from team like this.
Yeah, I mean this is why Liquid, if they really want to keep Nisha in the draft, you pick.
Looking for great hotel prices? Plan your DOTA. Cozy, fancy, or budget friendly? We've got it all. Book now with DOTA.
Siapa kena? Akhirnya deh farming. Okay.
Vector of infection.
Dos, oleh.
Dapatkan aku.
Oke, nice. Kena man. Nice. Iki lu li. Mau kemana kamu li? Jatuh. Nyata mata ya aku cok. Cuma mati kon.
Aku balik Pak. Saya dilawan.
Lu balik. Yo sip. Kalau mana iki tuh. Mati aku. Wah, cik. Aduh ngale Pak. Wah, yes, ngising.
Kurang SF ternyata.
SF kurang Pak. This warlock KFC.
Your top tower has fallen. Is under attack.
Of course.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Tissues run.
Ya kita doakan ya SF.
Your top tower is under attack.
Under attack. A gap marks the spot.
Warlock ono itu Pak, ono. Hilang Pak, masih sangudas.
Oh apa?
Glimmer.
Iya glimmer. Pikir. Lu bisa apa kena itu? Wah.
Anjing papat cok. Sungguh tidak menyangka aku. Ada 4 di situ.
Gak nangka.
That's I want that little bit of like toxicity, the idea of like deal with me and then suddenly eating 10 minutes of the game up. We actually got to our items to then take over the tempo. I just want Miro to be a bit more of a nuisance against Liquid. Because if you allow them just to sit back and hit their creeps, then they will have the layering of punch and save and sustain and all that to take the fight. I just hope for our sake this is not a stompy game. The drafts don't look too stompy either way. It really feels like
Astu.
execution between the lineup.
Plague spreader.
They could just double banning 2 offlaners to just hold down the line, enabling those items, the Tide with the Axe Rush and the Gush, Underlord with Firestorm. Good ways just to keep waves shoved out.
If they want to reduce the damage even more, they could just go with some like Kunkka. This is something that he plays. It's not like the best game for it, but they might need extra bit of cash. That's why I'm thinking maybe something from the offlane. Because I did say Undying. It's a good pick, but it doesn't give them too much life. They're not going to these 2 supports. Have these situations go eventually come down to that, but slightly less control compared to.
Nice, liquid.
Okay, so why, like, if it's them control win rate is
Tangkrik.
Belum, mundur pak. Aku sama
I
lagi.
feel like
Well, I hope.
all the bad things we said.
I mean, it's the same thing. We did mention Undying, which steals the strength. This one does the same thing, has a bit of a more explosive damage. And again, damage reduction, stacking, and giving good, like Timbersaw Aghanim Scepter later on. He's gonna feel nice.
Yeah.
Or Minishio's like,
Okay, that's what you're suggesting. All right, I see it.
Tuku kayak mau pak.
it's a
Tuku
good
apa
game.
jenenge?
Like you're playing against
Consecrated.
Timber.
Iya boleh.
Unless they
And
can
what
find
of
an overall carry pick, I feel like Quap feels really nice against all of these heroes.
Yeah, going back to the Timber though. Like,
I go. Affliction. Vector of infection. Forward.
Ayo,
Of course.
maju tak standar. Tak akan baik tuh. Kuntul.
Not
Nice. Mancing.
Siapa sih dicolong?
Aku.
Awakmu.
not
Iya.
yet.
Viper. Awas.
Ah, kira anjing.
I marks the spot. I run rancid. Focus upon you. Of course. A gaping infection. Marks the
Dikit deh, ikat kok. Beneran sih.
spreader. Affliction.
Your top tower is under attack.
Yes.
Deh, keripin aku no tiba
I'll plague you. A galloping
Hilang.
plague spreader.
Wah, aku orang das.
Ayo.
Moyot.
I guess.
Susah not.
You taste your own rotting.
Belum.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Dev gak?
Ada das.
Enggak, Dev gak aku tengok.
Oh iya nih, terit.
Has fallen.
Terit aja.
Santai lagi.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Under attack.
Sleep.
My tissues run.
tower has fallen.
Mati ku, tapi masih tok kurung.
Vector of infection.
Ayo kok.
Vector of infection.
Coba aku nih melok.
Oi.
Oh, maaf.
I go.
Oh, kena cuk.
Marks the spot.
Mati racun. Ya Allah.
And leave a purulent corpse. Haste.
Moon Age.
So putrid.
Cuk bisa.
I run rancid.
Kayak wangi, ayo.
Plague spreader. Marks the spot.
Killing spree.
Apa ini? Baguslah. Bentar.
Oh, malu orang mana? Ayo, kono terus.
Iya. Sip. Kawan ini. Sok.
Oh, sakit ya peluru.
Iya.
Masih tidak bisa menahan petirnya Leon.
Kuat. Petir Leon kuntul ini su. KPKP tadi. Oh, MKP di si nanti.
Kesok mati aku, Cuk. Kesok mati.
Iyalah ono iku. Consecrated, Pak. Sono taras pisan. Wah, wis gila, Pak. Itu masuk sampai 300 lho regen deh, Pak, ngawur.
Imba yo.
Iya.
Of course. Yes. Ow. Vector of infection. Forward. Plague spreader.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Kali-kali Mik, mundur ada belakang. Go.
Double kill.
Yo, itu seru bener. Cerot, Pak. Mata gue SF.
Killing spree. Impossible kill.
Wah.
X-ray
Like naturally will itemize and be.
Heads up from Kataomi, okay.
Yeah, because he's gonna farm the ancients with it. He knew what he was doing.
He's gonna be the first victim of the Spirit Vessel. Kiritich is there as well with the open
Misuan ini
comes on the back lines with the
Sonic. Enak Misuan.
Brings down the Rubik, he immediately goes onto the ledge. Ace uses that opportunity to solo Guardian back towards the safe part of the fight. GPK cannot chase him. Nisha with the big plays makes it a 2-2 trade and saves the Dawnbreaker.
Nice ulti usage by Ace, right? Like dodging them on one side, re-entering the fight on the other, managing to stay alive. And Liquid, yesterday and in their previous series, like they really love having Ace on these global access heroes. Whenever I feel they play a lot better when he's on the underworld, on the Dawnbreaker, because they can split on the map, but still have everyone at the right time in the same spot. This time, of course, they were fighting around the Dawnbreaker, but
Tifa kan amplify damage itu magicmu.
Well, that all happening on the other side of the map. Miro here bottom, just gonna casually take the TL on tower. Let's see what happened here. Do we have some comms? Oh no, just a quick cheap kill. Super easy for this Miro. He's gonna smoke up. Oh, they found Nisha. Vessels on top of him. But Save couldn't find the telekinesis, so he's able to get away to safety. Tofu might be so lucky. Gets caught during the Icarus dive. But these Supernova, they overlaid their stuns. So they don't have enough control to actually kill him before he pops the egg.
Yeah, they thought that they had him immediately, right? So they didn't really care too much about their stuns. They overlapped them. It does save Phoenix, but it does force out an egg, which is still a significant spell for Team Liquid. When it comes to Phoenix in this game, and
the support is into wardloom aku coba.
It's really good for Team Liquid. You're constantly bullying the Phoenix. However, down the line, when you max out your Sunday, it kind of goes both ways, because you have a lot of percentage base damage versus a high HP hero. So.
Let's see, hopefully if Team Liquid can pick up the Tormentor, get a free shot token. Build into like a Hex or something. Very, very even right now. Kiritich has been one of the recipients of happiness from everybody fighting around him, because he's finally being left alone. He was being pressured so heavily earlier.
Yep.
Now can build into the Radiance, has the Sacred Relic already, not too far away from having the full item. One break in the meantime, she has Echo Saber, so Ace is gonna make sure that he's able to scale throughout this game as well.
It kind of became the standard build. When the patch hit, I noticed the Dawnbreaker is actually going for even an earlier Agonist sector, but right now, most of the time...
that dog, getting a snowball towards him. Ace is gonna make his presence known here as well. Getting the start from the head, Dawnbreaker, even a Sonic Wave.
Iya sih, dia kok nak Mortimer Kiss on ulti cookies kan?
Nisha, not done just yet. Looking towards Save. On the high ground. Does have allies coming in. So Liquid not...
Direk krono direk cangkrek gak ket mang.
Nisha Nisha jumps the backline. Going in. Supernova comes out to make sure it destroys Eki. Still going on to Kataomi. Nisha's on the high ground. The end.
Mati aku.
Both of them looking to fall. And Team Liquid.
That was just beautiful. Perfect execution. The fire supernova and the ice supernova.
Krone kesuwen, Pak.
Completely negating each zone. Like it went on two targets.
Ya apa sih?
It disappeared. It couldn't really connect onto anyone.
Iki lho, Pak. Biang keroke.
All of the damage, and in turn they get the kills instead.
Mickey also turns that opportunity into a tier 1 tower. Mid tier 1 is being pressured as well. Okay, Team Liquid. Turning up the tempo here.
Silver lining, which is never a great silver lining, but at least by dying Ember, did get the message. And this vessel is super important for the Ember. In this kind of a game, when you're playing versus a Dawnbreaker with heals, versus all these tanky heroes, tanky boys on the side of Liquid, Vessel amps up your damage by quite a lot.
Oh yes. We're not far away from them starting another fight because we have Aghanims complete for Nisha. Solar Guardian back online in about 10 seconds. I love how much uptime they have on the side of Team Liquid. Like the only big spell that you're really concerned about is Supernova, but everything else you're very happy to use as soon as it's available.
You could even say that Sonic Wave is a very important spell for Quap, but if a fight arises, she can do without it, right? Like even with Sonic Wave being an 80 seconds cooldown, once you buy the Aghanim, you're basically just playing around spamming Shadow Strike. There was a fight this morning, Queen of Pain used Shadow Strike like 7-8 times. Main source of damage.
Just up onto Mickey, they steal the toss from him, and they catch up. He does go back on the Avalanche, Ace coming in with the Solar Guardian and crashes down to the Rubik, and they get the kill on him. As well. Starbreaker also connects. Mickey still not dead, eventually will fall. But let's see if Nero's gonna be able to escape away from this. We need a couple of more right clicks. He ticks out to the burn damage of Toby.
The Dawnbreaker ulti was perfect, right? If it goes off a second later, Tiny probably just instantly dies. There's no counterplay, no counter kills, but it stuns Timber mid-chain, so he doesn't get a kill on the Tiny. Immediately, at least. He still does get him, but it's a Liquid favorite trade.
Responding very well to all these moves happening around the map.
Tuh, tower-tower ini belum ada yang hancur ternyata.
4K gold lead for Team Liquid as we approach the 20-minute mark.
Farming mana ini?
Usually it's Petboom that plays the way that Liquid is, right? Like they're the ones that mechanically just bully the opposing teams.
Apa itemmu ya?
Like you mentioned, for Liquid,
Matian,
they're the ones just being a little bit more precise with all of their movements.
Tanch and
I'm kind of glad that you're seeing
Kaya Sanch.
quickly for Team Liquid if the lanes didn't go as well as they did. I still think that the carry-to-carry matchup is...
Tuh, Sanch kan gawe couple Kaya gawe jurus.
Neck and neck with Lifestealer when it comes to the farm.
Nanti warnamu gak tempe.
I feel like the one person who really has not been showing for most of this game. Doesn't mean that Tiny has finished off his harpoon, so can start to move with his team, Team Liquid.
Bisa ganteng itu, Hex.
Sonic Wave Aghanims already.
Okay.
Oh, Kidditch
Spectre sing melayu-melayuan.
Perfect target. Can he rage in time? No, he cannot. Dead almost immediately. Sonic Wave also puts an end to Kataomi's life. They jump forward.
Mas kan
GPK, but he does have the safety remnant. Might not be such luck for save though. He will steal Scream of Pain. He was really hoping to get the blink. Not so lucky, my friend. They charge him down. They have the reach, have the damage. That's another kill for Team Liquid.
It's just caught with guys now, right? Like the Lifestealer can see in the smoke, and at the same time, Tofu plans he knows his smoke broke, so he knows that someone is there. He plans the ward, gives all the vision for the Tiny. That fight, the moment Lifestealer is gone, it's just over.
Wah, rusak, Cok.
Being able to scale it, he likes it. Does have the armors in his inventory, but
disikati support
as long as he's not the one just instantly bursting down. If he has some info so he can rage first, then perhaps use Infest, but it was impossible for him.
Might come from through the twin gate.
Look, balik.
You know exactly where he is. Eki's gonna
Why, bro? What the fuck?
angle of initiation. But something is spooking Kiritich. His team is telling him, hey, everybody is missing. You need to get the hell out of there, bro.
I didn't see anyone else in the map. Everyone is basically top. And you also do not see the tinies, so... Very interesting, by the way. Mickey is going for a Blink Dagger next, so valuing mobility over anything else. He already has that ultimate.
Okay.
And the Shadow Blade. Next he's going for a Blink. Okay.
I guess that last fight must have shown him that, look, if I can catch Lifestealer first, we have the damage to 100 to 0 him just during one Avalanche cross combo.
He went Mithril Hammer. He changed it.
Kiri kanan
Blink and Shadow Blade, like the whole point of this Shadow Blade Silver Edge kind of a tiny build from the Saber is you don't need the mobility. You don't need the mobility that the Blink gives you because you have Shadow Blade to move around quickly with Silver Edge eventually, and also the Harpoon, right? So if you're going for a Blink as well, I feel like your damage might be lagging.
What the heck, Joe?
The rest of his team is on the hunt. Nisha leading the charge. Unfortunately, there's no damage or no vision on any of these targets, so looks like the scope will go wayward.
Well, if it does go wayward, they do have a Tormentor down bottom to collapse onto if needed.
Nisha's insistent on trying to make this work. He even pops the haste troops down towards Kiritich, leading into a safe area, so Kataomi will show, and that's a life that they'll happily give up.
Okay, Shadow Strike actually given to a bit. It's alright. He doesn't have it.
No, not 5, berapa?
Spells, this kind of game, the last turn he can steal is probably Avalanche. There's Avalanche, which is mega simple to spam and to use constantly. But of course, bigger spells like Sonic Wave or maybe Dawnbreaker's ulti, they're also not too difficult to steal. Just that Avalanche gives you a lot of control, it's consistent, and it's a lot better than when the time passes. It's instant, longer range.
It's an Aether Lens as well, so a little bit easier for him to pop himself. Tofu will get unlucky as the shard goes towards Tusk, but this is still a very tough shot.
Kita sudah ini.
Then you have a tiny carry that was pretty solid.
Some of these heroes really lucked out when it comes to the facets being removed but added back into the total of the hero via the shard, or in some cases the enemies for Mars.
What's about to happen? Some heroes are behind. Kataomi doesn't have a smoke trigger theory, but the Rubik double kill. Rubik have one? Rubik does.
They didn't really make a move in a long while. This lead on Liquid is just never growing. 10k down. I'm not sure when they will be even ready for it because they've had the BKB on the Timber Salt quite some time.
Yes.
The force Perch is such a big advantage.
Lah iyo. Bingung tuh.
Almost has a couple hundred gold away. But I might not live out his
I would argue that
Iyo. Tuh kan? Kadang.
You have the Spirit Vessel.
Angel Pak. Mati aku.
Especially because now the next fight is going to be
Krek oncemnya.
one on the Tiny, one on the Dawnbreaker.
And the Mages, by the way, because they weren't ready to contest this.
Tuh, si urip tuh. Tuh, ketokan aku tuh.
Like, considering how they usually play,
Ayo kita bantai.
so damn passive.
Of course. Especially after the first couple of minutes.
Ini kalau aku tok lo nok Leon di silit. Rame cok.
Gratis does have a basher now though, so I don't think they want to start the fight, but they are ready to respond. Oh, they're actually going to start the fight.
Rame Pak.
Going towards Eki here. Snowball. Back to Miro. Ice Shard will hold him in place, not allow him to leave. It's going to be a solo Guardian to try and keep Eki alive. Huge Sonic Wave though from Nisha pushes back everybody, and with the damage of Ace, they do kill Kataomi. The BKBs are activated.
Struggle ya mereka.
So Team Liquid come back to the safety of their Bedboom team will be... How do they even feel about this fight? You know, you get the kill, yes, but
Spectre asu kok.
everything for this.
Okay, but on the other side, if you think about it, Sonic Wave used, Phoenix Egg used very early on, by the way, in that fight, and in a very defensive spot, just to try and save the Tusk. You probably don't feel too bad about it. Like, yeah, sure, you traded Village for the Tusk, but it wasn't such a bad fight. And when you think about the long cooldowns, I think they have less of them. They can play the game a lot faster.
Stopper aura mulu gede banget ya, Pak. Damage.
Point right now as they're moving down. They wanted to catch the Tiny. Unfortunately, Tofu will interrupt all of this, and even Icarus dive away. Does die.
Jadi semakin regenerasimu banter, musuh tambah ini.
Put the damage in onto save.
Tambah gede efeknya.
BKB activated by Mickey. Avalanche toss combination. Kiritich just ends up dead. They will get immediate revenge with Miro diving through Ace with the Timber Chain. 2-2 so far. Miro, he's falling very low.
Rebutan experience.
Gets out the damage to make it a third. Team Liquid save their Tiny and punch back heavily against Bad Bull.
It's kind of cool to see just some slight adjustments to the build, making a matchup that is usually favored one way go the other. Lich might die as well, probably will, but this BKB.
Nang deh, Cok. Isi kata gua ambil Spectre, Pak. Mate. Lu kok polos sih? Anu nih. Gantian satanik lu. Ih, kok itu polos. Wah, mate pisan nih.
Barely getting out on GPK. Shout out to the Bloodstone heal for keeping him alive.
The Bloodstone plus the Vessel active, you know, and a lot of magic damage coming from Ember Spirit. This was pretty scary for Mickey. If he doesn't have the BKB, those kind of kills can happen even without the carries, so has to be careful. We do have a Lotus, of course, on Phoenix. I think this is a good heads-up play. Tofu could have gone for anything. You're a Phoenix, right? Like the itemization truly does not matter way too much for the skill set that you have. But the Lotus is so good this game versus the Lich, versus the Ember, the Chains.
So many things to dispel away. I'm a bit concerned about the progress of this Ember Spirit. Since he's gotten this Bloodstone, I mean, we are still getting Vessel charges here and there.
You almost killed a Tiny alone.
Tiny was at like half HP when he started.
Ah, okay, sure. But he did a lot. Like, I get you. His itemization did stall a little bit, but so did everyone else's. They're 12k behind. He's in a good spot. He's doing a lot of work with what he has.
Speaking of heroes who are trying to make the most of what they have, Kataomi is going for that Aghanim Scepter again. We saw him yesterday play with the Blink Axe. It was actually quite effective.
I mean, I want to see this kind of a Lich Roll. One support item, Glimmer Cape, and it's like a fake support item. You think that Glimmer is to save someone. No, it's to set up the AoE Sinister Gaze that he gets with the Chain Frost and the Aghanim Scepter eventually.
Glimmer Cape will save him from the Shadow Strike for now as Eki trying to chase in after the Rubik. Solar Guardian drops down. Should be a dead Rubik. Sonic Wave also going to be connecting onto Kataomi, so both of the supports are going to find themselves in the grave.
Yeah, Timber on the mid lane was fighting with the Tiny already.
He's trying to flee back into the base. They have very good wards out, so they know exactly where he's at. Harpoon to get closer to him, but he pops the BKB. Eki coming back, Yules to save him from some of this Chakram damage. And then your drinking buddies on the Tiny and get out there.
They lose the two supports. They do delay the game until Aegis has been reclaimed. So maybe they could start off once Rubik and Lich are back in. They're playing this skirmish like Dota very well in this time. Don't shy away from using someone magic for anything.
Uraan.
Wait for the Aghanim Scepter next.
It's good. You go for Ags, especially when you're playing versus slow melee against you. Aghanim's just feels natural, feels good. It's in a good spot as well for the Lifestealer. Nice damage.
See if they'll ever feel comfortable like being able to get into the fight themselves. As it stands, Liquid are pretty much dictating the pace across the map. He's really about to get an AC as well.
Lu gila-gilaan.
It's alright. He has the greedy, so 2.2k gold. Supports are getting richer and richer, patch after patch, year after year. And now with the shirt plus 100 GP, I feel like a lot of these range cores that play the outskirts always have items. I'm super surprised that Disruptor isn't played more. Consider it.
Yeah,
Raptor should be out here, man. Oh, look at Mickey. Kataomi is just gone. Kiritich can't help him, and Ace gonna come through with the Solar Guardian. They catch on Kiritich. There's gonna be a Sonic Wave on top of the Silver Edge hits that they delivered. Kiritich does try to get out, but will not be able to. Save did his best to run interruption with the stolen Solar Guardian. Put in the line of fire, get himself killed off. GPK can't even save them. At the end, they maybe thought they'd get a kill on Phoenix. He popped Supernova. Sunray to heal up his cause. And Team Liquid take a 4-for-1 fight on the high ground of Bedroom's base.
I know that the panel didn't really want a stompy game, but we're definitely getting one.
It just became the thing.
It didn't, but the moment Tiny got a couple of items, I feel like it definitely started to play that thing. Now with Silver Edge, with a small print,
Josh.
they cannot be on the map if you're surrounded by senses. If you don't have vision, you're just instantly dying. Save as well, by the way, using Lift, that characteristic to his nickname, to himself, not in the Lifestealer, which in the end does kill the Lifestealer, but I guess you understand, it's understandable. He has rage. Don't expect usually Knights to die so quickly.
Barracks, 21k gold lead for Team Liquid. It feels like all of this started on that one gank that went through the roll count, but they managed to kill Kiritich. After that, Liquid would just keep sweeping the map, and it felt like Kiritich is just not confident enough to show up to these fights.
It's just a combination of heroes that is able on Liquid, I feel like, to get things done. Like they have so many duos that can just start things off and get a pick off and finish any core. Because of the Solar Guard, like you have a Dawnbreaker just chilling on the first side of the map. Ace is farming the Storm, is just below Tiny and Queen of Pain when it comes to the net worth. The Pulse, the Harpoon, and the Skull Bastards. Always able to connect.
They're gonna smoke with Tofu and Mickey. Go connect.
Ngisor boleh dapat manapun.
Baiting a little bit, and GPK will take the bait.
Get no.
Pop the illusion room to get out of the roots. And
Auti ya.
they just want Kiritich. Solar Guardian. It will not connect. Beautiful lift back on the Lifestealer. He'll get infested as well. So he's carrying some very precious cargo. He needs to leave. Timber Solo.
Parak.
Goes in by himself. BKB active. It's the life here out of tanks. He doesn't have another Solar Guardian. So strong with his own harpoon.
Jangkrik mau angkal noco lagi Spectre lagi.
Supernova. Throw it in by
Janji.
able to burn the Lifestealer and kill Kataomi. Kataomi buys back, returning to the fray. He dropped out the Chain Frost. But Nisha's there to provide assistance.
Ya Allah.
He will die back. They drag Nero back into the fray as well. He's
PKP sih kamu.
It ends up being a full team wipe, and Nisha didn't even die.
Full team wipe.
Iya, loro itu. Di Hex pun gak salah apa-apa.
He died back as well. Look at that damage, like this item build with the Bloodstone, with the Shadow Strike just constantly being applied onto everyone, they call it. There's nothing more to do. This was by Team Liquid. They played the draft as well as you could expect them to play it. This last stack as well from Tofu, by the way. For that. He has one hero to worry about, and that's the Lifestealer, because he has massive attack speed and rage. But if you're over the cliff, you can't reach.
Blitz is vindicated in how he drafted this. He is not afraid of the Rubik on the side of Bedboom. Team Liquid secure victory. We send it back to the panel to analyze what just went down.
I kind of was hoping for a nice back and forth game because it's been a little while. I feel like we've seen that in the previous series, wasn't really there. But this game was not back and forth, and I must say I'm baffled.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much the beginning of what's gonna become like Gaben level shellacking coming out from Liquid.
Cara mainnya
The numbers. This is, you know, Tiny, who wants to get involved in some of these early engagements, compared to Lifestealer, who's just farming on the other side of the map. And Team Liquid, they are bringing in numbers. This is something we've said that BetBoom does really well, but this time around, it's gonna be 4v5. Chainfrost is gonna be doing some damage, but also they have insane amount of saves coming out from them, and they're gonna be ready to clean up at this moment. You can see Nikkei, he's getting involved, getting a really good avalanche. I feel like GPK just didn't have that impact early on, didn't have those two supports that...
Aku lagi ulti disian, mesti disikat Spectre.
The Radiance from the Lifestealer was just defeated.
Bingung.
What happens if it's 20 seconds later where the Lifestealer can TP in, there's a bit more of a fight? You know, Timber, he had an exceptional start to the game being top net worth, but unfortunately, the reason why we don't see Timber is like his items don't really punch into the game that quickly, right? Like the Dawnbreaker going for, you know, the Echo Saber, the early BKB, going for Basher, like you feel like every item's like, alright, I want another fight. Unfortunately for Timber, he just fell off. Like he had a really good early game, but Liquid identified it, killed him, and then we got to see, you know, this is classic Liquid Dota, right? It's overlapping heroes, sweeping through the map, getting quick kills, hitting from Tiny, he's going crazy once again, like...
Iya, level selawe itu.
It felt like they kind of stopped playing. It's more about, I would say, Liquid's and execution throughout the game where they
lucu.
Mistakes getting the big candidate loaded sword on Tofu. This is something that needs
kira mesti aku disikat-disikan lucu.
Playing against Silencer, but there's a lot of talking going on between teammates who can find what
Oke. Itu loh bos, mainnya dipancing dulu bos, buyback mereka sip. Manci mumbul aku. Bangsat.
So much momentum and fight that it didn't matter that there was paper a counter because in the game, you know, Kiritich, he never entered, right?
There's a big difference where piercing abilities. That's why I really like this Dawnbreaker, Tusk, and the Quap as a last pick overall, which did allow if they want to isolated, if they lock him down, they could kill him from 100 to 0 with the
just Iku Spectre gak ada buyback lho, mbok sikat mati wis buyar iku.
That much save. Maybe you can put it.
Gak ada pacul.
That's about it.
This is a very fairly early Dawnbreaker pick.
Sangu lotus saya lumayan.
Maybe a top lane.
Baik kuwi panganane sasa.
With the top, you just have survivability, you have threat, you don't really care about the lich lifestealer, you're just gonna chill.
Pokok Spectre kena itu aman wis.
Like the thing is with all this stat lines, like Nico will naturally look like he's meant to be the MVP in every game because he's gonna have a double-digit kills and assists, but I think because of the Tusk and the Dawn, Nico got to play with so much more confidence. Hence why we are, you know, tipping the hat to someone else other than Nisha.
Big fan of this Dawnbreaker in general. It does allow mid laners, especially these more aggressive ones like Storm Spirits, Embers, Queen
Iku lho posisinya Wind Waker.
You don't have to pick up that Blink Dagger. You can go from the position 5 straight away, plus Dawnbreaker allows you to go for like higher tier of items that allows you to pump in more damage but still be tanky because you know this Dawnbreaker ulti is gonna come if you're gonna be in danger.
Yeah, it meant that on the side of Bedlam they had a rough
Void.
Two people that maybe had a little bit of a rougher time than others were GPK and Nero.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to look at their stats because after what looked like an okay early game, I still want to pose the question, like, where did it go, right? Like, of course we saw the 60-minute pick, that was so important, but...
Tapi wis gak iso mata tekan di mantah.
And a Lifestealer getting a Radiant at the same
time.
Anticipating BB to be ready for the fight, and they just weren't ready. Like Liquid, they made the first move, and after that one move, BB just got so afraid, I feel like something within the team told them, yo, we can't do anything. Because, yeah, again, look at the progression of the stats. We fast forward by, another 8 minutes this was? Nothing. They just watched the game progress, and that's not how you beat Liquid.
I feel like I'm having a little bit of
Soprek, janji.
Jangan cepat terima.
Itu gembuk berarti kamu.
it's something in the
Ganti
air
apa
today,
ya?
let's be real.
Yeah, but this is like blown out of the water type of style. Is it just because
Loh,
of
physical, Pak.
I think
Anu,
they came
Spectre
prepared.
physical, Pak.
Enggak,
I
iku
think they
nih.
wanted to get
Si
through
Leon.
like Timbersaw
Oh,
for themselves.
Leonnya kenceng, Pak.
Coming with the prep, it felt like it looked good on paper. It was like necessary. It's good for the game, but it didn't really.
The bait
do
pick.
yeah, it's
Often
a
a bait.
Keeps his head! And in the white heat of a World Cup quarter-final, a landmark for Harry Kane in the white shirt of
Gancu,
England. He moves level with Wayne Rooney as their all-time top goal scorer. And what a moment to produce that moment!
Mate kabeh. Mate kabeh jangkrik. Oh.
I can stun next. Send next. Can we stun next?
Your top tower is under attack.
RSS.
Wes beres. Kuncinya kan di krono di lahar.
Dire structures are fortified.
My tissues
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
vector of infection.
Wes Pak Sun, Pak.
Yo lah, ngantuk, Pak.